ELLIE House game of the week.
Talk to me, bro.
Man, ELLIE House game of the week.
You know it.
Who we got, Coach?
We got the Austintown Fitch Falcons, 5-0, traveling over to YSU to take on the Ursuline Irish, who 4-1. Like I said, Fitch is 5-0. Right now, Fitch is playing with a great balanced attack. DeAndre Richard, Junie Higgs, DeVanzo take the third. From his quarterback spot, they got a great run game, running behind a great offensive line, but they still got playmakers on the outside. They got Brady in the slot, Braden Bryant, who probably might be the fastest kid we got in the area out wide. So they got talent out wide. And then defensively, you got Rocco DeFlorio in the middle, Marque Fitzgerald. I like Wayne Holloway at corner. So they got some pieces on both sides. Defense is playing well. And then when you look at Ursuline 4-1. They done ran off 4 straight. Just had a big win against Harding at Harding, put the running clock on Harding. We already know what they got on offense. DC, Joe Baylog, Tyron Davis, Devontae Taylor, Jaquez Liaison. So they loaded offensively. Their offensive line is starting to play a little bit better. They got some young players on the line. Every week they playing a little bit better. Coach McGlynn got the defense flying around. They creating turnovers. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait to be there. We was there last year. At Fitch was a great atmosphere. Ursuline got the best of them last year. I know Fitch want to get some get back. And like I said, Fitch 5-0, Ursuline 4-1. And it's Fitch at Ursuline, baby. Ain't too much to sell. Big time programs, 2 great staffs. I know it's going to be a great atmosphere. I know it's going to be packed. I'm going to be up in that thing early. I'm getting there about 5:30, 5:45, and I'm going to be up in that thing, and I can't wait to see it, baby.
Man, it's going to be a good one. I remember last year's game. It was some razzle-dazzle.
Yes.
DC Farrell made some crazy plays.
I remember Jake running, jumping over, hurdling somebody for a touchdown last year.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The Evans kid returned the kick. Yep. They had a flea flicker.
Dan Evans was balling.
Right. Yep. So there's definitely something. They bring the tricks out. TJ, Coach Reardon, McGlynn, and those guys. They definitely going to, you know what I'm saying, bring out the tricks and bring out the.
Man, I'm telling you one thing I'm going to be looking at too is the special teams.
That's what I'm saying.
We already know, we speak about Coach Reardon and special teams on here a lot. Fitch also has one of the best kickers in the state of Ohio. If you don't know, shout out to Noah Ruggles. He's one of the best kickers in the state of Ohio. He can make a field goal easily out to 50, 52 yards. And then he's also a threat as far as kickoff. It's always good to have a kicker who could kick that thing in the end zone. And I know for sure the other team is going to start on the 20-yard line. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a huge advantage to have. And like we said, we know what Coach Reardon is. He always got some tricks up his sleeves. They always got some returners. We seen them play at Farrell. They got a block punt for a touchdown. So special teams is going to be huge because I think both teams is pretty even. For the most part, you can kind of go through each position and kind of say, oh, they may be slightly better. They might be slightly better. But for the most part, it's a pretty even ball game. I'm sure all the kids know each other, been playing against each other. So both programs know each other. The head coaches know each other. So it's just going to come down to who executes the best, who stays true to their game plan, who executes the best. And then always talking about tackling, missed tackles, penalties, getting behind the chains, and instead of having 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4, what team has 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 10s? And I'm sure the team that is on defense when it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, they got a better chance to get off the field and get their offense the ball back because both teams are balanced attacks.
Right.
Ursuline is more no huddle, but they're balanced. They run the ball, they can throw the ball. Fitch is a balanced attack, a little bit more run heavy. But DeVanzo, he could throw that ball. He got some receivers. Got Brady in the slot. Braden can get down the field. He can get behind any defense if you don't pay attention to him. So both teams, I think, want to have the ball mostly because you want to keep the other offense off the field. You know what I mean? And kind of control the game, control the tempo of the game. With Ursuline, they control it with their tempo, their no huddle. With Fitch, they may want to stay go no huddle also, but they may want to slow it down. Fitch does a good job. They have a couple different gears. They go fast sometimes they go slow. But all in all, it's playmakers on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? There's great coaches on both sides of the ball. And it's going to be a great atmosphere. And that's definitely the reason why it's going to be our ELLIE House game of the week, as it was last year, as it is this year.
Right.
I'm sure it's probably going to be next year. And I can't wait to be there, bro. Tell me one thing you looking at, bro.
Man, you had already hit it, but, the thing I'm really looking at, like you said, is special teams. Last year's matchup, 2 special teams touchdowns.
Yep.
Austintown Fitch, the Falcons got a touchdown on a throwback, a throw where Pritchard threw it to Evans and he ran into the end zone. Jaquez Liaison, he returned the kick for a touchdown in that game. And also, you remember, in in the second half, Coach Reardon came out and stole the possession off of Fitch with an onside kick.
First kickoff, right?
Open in the second half, which, if you remember, the Falcons was gaining some momentum going into the halftime. They had just scored. So
Ursuline snatched
so for them to come out at halftime, was about to receive the ball and had all these big grandiose plans to come back. And,
I do remember that.
Yeah, just the Irish stole the possession from them, took the air out the building, and was able to
they were at
go
Fitch,
to work,
which was huge.
Right,
kind of take their crowd out of it.
Took the air out
like
the
you
building.
said, Fitch definitely had some momentum at the end of the second quarter, going in the half. And that was we always talk about Coach Reardon. That was a ballsy call right there. And then shout out to the kids for going to execute it. And it definitely, special teams definitely gonna play a big part in this game. I'm gonna give you two players. I'm gonna give you one from each side that specifically I'm looking at. For Fitch, Rocco DeFlorio. Reason why I say that, because Rocco is definitely the emotional leader of the team. But more importantly, this week, mentally, he's going to have to make sure he's getting his defense lined up quick against that offense. You know what I mean? A lot of times when you go on no huddle, a lot of times teams want to go no huddle just so you don't line up right. Sometimes I can gas you in the run game or get a big pass just because you ain't even lined up to the formation right, because we go on no huddle, you tired, y'all ain't communicating. So that's going to be a big job for Rocco this year, to make sure he's bringing the energy and being the tone setter like he always is, making sure he's being a great leader and great communicator when they're dealing with that Ursuline offense, specifically that no huddle. You know what I mean? And then for Fitch, on the other side, I'm looking at Big Phillip Bowser. Reason why I'm saying that is, if Big Phillip can get that offensive line going and they control the line of scrimmage, they can do some things. Because Ursuline got a lot of playmakers.
Indeed.
And if they could open up holes for Joe Baylog, open up holes for DC Farrell to run it, and then now you get the defense off balance and go some play action, and I get the ball to Devontae Taylor and some of them other playmakers I got around them, then that's going to be huge. But also, Phillip is the senior. He's a senior leader up front. He's been in the battles. He's been playing for 3 years now. You know what I mean? So anytime they go in a tough environment, I'm sure the four other guys that's up front playing with him is going to be looking at him. I believe Ursuline skill is going to be Ursuline skill. But no matter how good your skill is in football, it don't matter if the big guys don't have a great game. So the two players I'm looking at for Ursuline, Phillip Bowser, left tackle, and for Fitch, their inside linebacker, Rocco DeFlorio.
Right, and just to add on to that, as in closing, another point is, can Fitch, stay ahead of the chains? Because with that backside, those athletes that Ursuline has flying around in that defensive secondary, I would hate to see a young quarterback from Fitch having to throw that ball around that secondary, because that's what you don't want to have to do. Get those exotic blitz packages coming, and then you have to throw the ball into those athletes that's, a pick against Ursuline could turn into a pick six.
Like we seen last week. Shout out to Luke Kohler, had a big pick six last week. Luke is one of my favorite players in the area, one of the better safeties we got in the area. And like you said, if you Fitch, you want to throw on your terms.
Right.
You want to throw when you want to, on your terms, how you want to. Kind of like Harding last week. You don't want to get into where you're just like, now I have to throw because we down early, which I don't think that's going to happen to Fitch. But you want to throw on your terms.
Right.
And then, and then that makes DeVanzo's dual threat ability even shine even brighter. Because now he can roll out, he can bootleg, he can play action, and you can sprinkle in some drop back action. He's got the run game going. We controlling the tempo. And then also he's handing the ball off to two big-time players in Junie Higgs and DeAndre Richards. So them guys are going to make the game easier for him and take some weight off his shoulders for sure. That's a great point,
It's
brother.
going to be a great matchup, though.
Stay locked in between the lines and Coach Stella.